You stand at the entrance to an ancient Dwarven city. No doubt you have never heard of it, for in all my travels and all my study, I have never read of it in any text, save for the inscription here. It reads, "Those who seek refuge will find peace here, basking in the sun under the ground. Those who seek gold will find riches beyond imagining, but will pay for this folly with their lives, for there is no return to the world of man." Is it possible there is life down there? Is it possible the dwarves are still alive after all this time? As I stand here on this precipice, war raging all over Tamriel, my mind is made up. Today I take a leap of faith. Beloved reader, perhaps one day you will join me. Consider this an invitation or a warning.
To whoever reads this, I am so sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you will share my fate. I have spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. But there are only two choices: death or the door to the house on the lake. I made the mistake of opening that door. I thought I could help them if I found the right one, but whatever I did, it took me right back to that lake house. In the end, all I learned is that some things are worse than death. I urge you to learn from my mistakes. Best to take your own life now, than find out what awaits you beyond that door. I've locked it and hidden the key. I'll guard it with my eternal soul if I have to. But I fear even that will not be enough. For the lake house calls to you. And when it does, you must not listen. Aldrius.
I was in your shoes once, a lifetime ago. I remember the way the lake house calls to you. I thought to myself, do I want to die in here alone? Or do I want to open that door? It seems like a simple choice, and yet, in the end, death was the better option all along. Please, understand, I locked the lake house door to stop you from making the same mistake I made. And now, you ignore my words and come searching for the key. Stay away. I hid that key for a reason. You're making a mistake.
My story? What a strange question. You presuppose that my life is a simple linear sequence of events which can be summed up in a verbal narrative? Well, that's nonsense, of course. First, most of it was so long ago I barely remember. Second, you would have to assume that the account I give you is biased heavily in my favor, and is therefore quite unreliable. And finally, my story is really much less interesting than this mysterious place. Now, do you have any sensible questions, or can I get back to work? Well, why didn't you say so? I researched Dwarven history and technology, and I'm originally from Kragenmoor in Morrowind. Any other questions? That is the sun under the ground. Or at least that's how it's referred to in the Dwarven text we've managed to translate. I must confess, I haven't the faintest idea of how it works. But it seems to be giving us light and allowing us to grow crops, even under the ground. Of course, if it ever stops glowing, for whatever reason, we'll all be in quite a lot of trouble. But don't concern yourself with such dark thoughts. I'm sure we have nothing to worry about. Well, the dwarves who built this city left inscriptions in the citadel, which translate to, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." My research leads me to believe that if a single member of our community sins, it'll trigger an event, killing us all. I believe such an event occurred some years ago, which is why Metellus found the city littered with burned corpses. But to this day, there are many questions we simply don't have answers for. How is the Dwarf's Law still being enforced? How does it work? And we may never know, as long as nobody attacks or steals from anybody else. Until we know more, we all need to be on our best behavior. Now that's an interesting question. I personally don't know any way out, no. However, I have a theory. It's more of a hypothesis, really. My thinking is that if there was a way out of here, the dwarves who built this place must have known about it. True, but we can learn all sorts of things about them from what they left behind. Inscriptions, architecture, relics, statues. And while I've discovered many things here, there are some parts of the city I haven't been able to get to. I'm most interested in the palace, above the lake. Unfortunately, it's sealed up tight. Only one man ever managed to enter, and he never came out. That was Narnabas, and we haven't heard from him in years. Strange fellow. I believe he was looking for the secrets of the dwarves too. If you could find a way in there, I'm sure it would tell us a great deal about this place. Who knows what secrets we could uncover? Time travel. You know, as it happens, I do. It was a great obsession of mine for years after my wife passed. I thought if I could go back, I gave up on that idea a long time ago. But recently the Jarl has asked to see my research notes. How strange that you should now take an interest too. Can I ask what the nature of your interest is in this unusual subject? I don't quite know what to say to that. How can I put this charitably? Perhaps you're tired and emotional and need some rest. But I always enjoy discussing my theories with a receptive mind, so I'll humor you. What did you want to ask? For argument's sake, if you found yourself in that position, you'd have only two options. To live out your days in the past, or force a paradox. A paradox, you see, would involve changing the past so as to prevent the events which caused you to travel back in time in the first place. But you'd be taking a big risk by doing that. Who knows what the consequences would be? Some say that whatever you do, it will lead you right back to the future that took you back in time in the first place. An eternal loop, if you will. But me, I believe that creating a paradox should fling you back to your original time, having changed the past for you and everyone else. Well, let's say for argument's sake that you really have traveled here from the future. You could create a paradox in a few different ways. Essentially, you could do anything that would remove your means or motivation to return to the past. For example, you came here to achieve some goal. Achieving that goal would mean you will never have been motivated to come here. A paradox. Or, if the thing that allowed you to travel back in time is still here, as a past version of itself, you could simply destroy it, I suppose. That would mean, of course, that you will never have been able to travel back in time. Another paradox. But doing so could have terrible consequences. But if you really are from the future, as unlikely as that is, telling me or anybody else what happens next could have disastrous consequences too. I think it's best if we talk about something else.
You there. Come over here. I'm beyond help. The potions do nothing. And I don't have much time. I just need to tell you something. What? That doesn't matter now. I don't have much time. I just need you to listen to me. The others all think I'm mad. What? No. That's not what I want. Please, just listen. The only way out is through salvation. I don't have much time, so listen carefully. Stendar, he plants these images in my head. He shows me secrets. Made me come here. Something terrifying. Deep in the earth beneath the city. Powerful. And evil. I went down into the tunnels to destroy it. But the energy, it seeps into your bones. Please. Please, you must find a way to get down there. And finish what
Miranda told me you cut down those looters before they breached the city gates. Well done, my friend. Well done. I'm Habik. I live out back with my wife, Miranda. We used to live in solitude, but, we had to leave. Found this place by accident, like most. The Jarl needed someone to mind the store. So I volunteered. Doesn't make any money, of course. Not enough customers. The Jarl says he likes to keep us busy and out of trouble. But of course, he and all his cronies in the Citadel never seem to lift a finger. I wish it was that simple. But with the Dwarves' law, everybody here is terrified of doing anything wrong, in case it gets us all killed. The Dwarves wrote, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." But we don't know what they meant by sin. Theft. Violence, probably. But maybe they meant all sorts of things, like dishonesty or disobedience to the Jarl. That's what Metellus would like us to think, anyway. So I could ignore his orders. Sure. I could even lead an uprising against him. Gods know most of us are sick of him. But I'd be risking the lives of everyone here, and I just don't want to be responsible for that. So here I am, running my shop. Could be worse. Don't be a fool. That sort of dangerous talk could get us all killed. If you don't believe me, go and talk to Broll. Dunmer fellow. Can't miss him. Our son was working at my stables outside the city. He was alone when he had a visit from some Imperial, a cousin of the High King. This Imperial thought he'd just take one of the horses as a tithe. Guess he didn't think a 12-year-old boy was going to stop him. But Limar wouldn't stand for it. And as the thief rode off, my son managed to shoot an arrow into his shoulder. But I wasn't there at the time. I came back from the market to find my son's body, trampled in the dirt. It was... I can't begin to describe it. I was shattered. I went straight to Torig's court and demanded justice. But I guess that word doesn't mean much to an Imperial. Instead, he seized my stables and told me if I ever set foot in Solitude again, my wife and I would end up the same way as Limar. So we left. Wandered Skyrim for a while, and eventually wound up here. I was hoping this place would be better. I was wrong. All right. No, I don't. But I'd wager that if anyone does know a way out, it's the Jarl. But of course, if he told anyone, he'd be ruling over an empty city. All right, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, Brawl, I've been meaning to ask you. Do you think it would break the dwarves' law if I...
Yes. Whatever you were thinking of doing, yes. If you have to ask whether something will break the dwarves' law, it probably will.
Oh, I bet you're a hit at parties. Speaking of which, will we see you at the tavern tonight?
Absolutely not. Same as always. Goodbye, Rastasia. And please, stay out of trouble.
Hey, you're the one who killed all those bandits, aren't you? Gods, what a nightmare that must have been. What do you want with me? Can I help you with something? I don't see why I should share it with you. So my wife disappears a couple of weeks ago, and now everybody thinks I know a way out of here. I wish you idiots would just leave me alone. Well, she's not here anymore. That's all I know. How should I know where she went? I woke up one morning and she was just gone. Didn't say goodbye, didn't take anything with her. And now you people won't stop harassing me, judging me, asking me questions like you think I had something to do with it. Well, I didn't. And nobody cares that I've lost my wife. They just love a bit of scandal, or to find out how they can get out of here too. You're all animals. I swear I didn't hurt her. I would never. I love her. And if I'd known she was leaving, I would have gone with her. I honestly don't know anything. I keep going over it in my head. Did someone kill her? Surely that would have broken the dwarves' law. Maybe she went wandering into the underground tunnels, or into the palace, and never found her way out? But why would she leave in the night? Not that it's any of your business, but no, I don't think so. She was loyal, I think. She used to write me love letters. I still have one, somewhere. But even if she'd been seeing someone,
She couldn't have kept it a secret in a place this small. Rastasia would have known about it for sure. All right. Please, let me know if you hear anything about Maisie.
I hear you got to kill some looters. I'm just sorry I wasn't there to help. My story? It's about a quiet man who preferred to keep to himself. Short and sharp. Yes, I do. Death. Death is the only way out of here. You do that. Oh, look. I have a visitor. How lucky for me. Quintus, my name is Marius. You must have the wrong person. And perhaps you're not as stupid as you look. Well done, you found me. Now, what do you want? My family? Ha! The Dark Brotherhood likes to use terms like family, but they don't know the meaning of the word. They're still holding a grudge because I left them, you see. They don't like it when people leave them. It makes them look ineffectual. Say, do you happen to know whether anyone else knows I'm here? That is excellent news. Hopefully it will be the last we hear of them. Now, what's it going to take for you to keep this quiet, Oh, how noble of you. Pfft, I've admitted it. I worked for the Dark Brotherhood, and I was very good at what I did. But I'm quite comfortable here, as you can see. What would be my motivation to kill anyone now? I'd need some kind of death wish. Now, was there something else you wanted to ask me? Or can I get back to enjoying my retirement?
Can I help you with something? Can I help you with something? What? You're serious, aren't you? That's it. I'm going to have a little chat with that bastard.
Hello, dear.
You sick bastard! I hear you've been keeping my wife prisoner. You're going to pay for that!
Now, Ulrin, you don't want to get us all killed over that strumpet, do you? Think about the dwarves' law!
The wall's cracked open. There's a way out. Let's get to Maisie and get...
Hi there. You gave me a bit of a fright. I thought I was in here alone. Well, that's a relief. Say, I didn't catch your name. Really? That's strange. I was just reading an old journal I found here. It was burnt, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 7 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the lake house, led some kind of uprising against a tyrannical Jarl, breaking an ancient law, and triggering some kind of catastrophe. It said most of the city folk were evacuated, and the stranger disappeared in a flash of light. I'm not sure I understand. I'm sorry, come again? Let me see that.
Gods. This is my handwriting. I have spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles.
This is horrible. But I don't understand how I could have written it. I'm not sure I understand. So, you're saying, because you stopped a time portal from being opened, I never went through it. And that's why I don't remember any of this. I guess you saved my life then. And freed most of the people in the process. I suppose I should thank you. Even though I don't remember anything. It's just... I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but it seems a shame the city had to be destroyed. Imagine if this place could have been saved. I've been ready to get out of here from the moment I set foot in this place. Great. Lead the way.
What's up, guys? Patrick Deegan, aka Nomad here, and I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this video. I hope if you've played the mod that you enjoyed the hell out of it, and that if you haven't and you own Skyrim, what the hell are you doing? Go to the link in the description, go to the Nexus, get this mod. It is freaking amazing. I personally don't play Skyrim anymore, but I did download it just so I could get these voice samples and have myself this demo reel that I could show people. Also, let's admit it, we've all wanted to be in a video game since we were children, so I just think this is something really cool. Nick, James, Pierce, you are an amazing guy, the modern storyteller, the man responsible for this mod and bringing me and all these voice actors together. Just an amazing amount of effort, time, and work went into this, not just for me, but especially from Nick. Just again, I cannot express to you, dude, thank you so much for allowing me to be in this. I am so happy to be a part of this. I hope to work with you guys in the future, especially all my voice acting partners. I really hope to see you guys, work with you guys in the future. Keep in touch. And as always, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, subscribe, comment, rate, do whatever the hell you're supposed to do on YouTube. I don't know. And definitely be sure to check out all my other videos. I've got a lot of Let's Plays, a couple machinimas, and I could really use some suggestions. I'm not a big time YouTuber, but I do put a lot of heart and a lot of effort into my videos, so any support is appreciated. But if you guys checked out this video, that is support enough. Just want to say thank you again, thank you to Nick, thank you to all my voice actor friends that I read across, and I really hope to get more opportunities like this in the future, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, I'll see you guys next time.